January 16th, 1979. A cold morning at Tehran's Mehrabad airport. A silver Boeing 707 sits on the tarmac, its engines idling, ready to carry away a man who was once called the King of Kings. Inside the cockpit, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi is weeping. He carries a small box of Iranian soil in his pocket. A final desperate connection to a land that has just rejected him. Outside the airport gates, the world is on fire. Millions are screaming for his head, tearing down bronze statues that stood for decades. This wasn't just a political exit, it was the sudden, violent death of a 2,500-year-old monarchy. But to understand how a king with the world's fifth largest army lost everything to a 78-year-old cleric in exile, we have to go back to a ghost that haunted the Shah for 26 years. The seeds of this collapse were sown in 1953, when a CIA-backed coup toppled a nationalist government and restored the Shah to power, forever branding him a Western puppet. He dreamed of a great civilization, launching his white revolution to drag Iran into the modern age through rapid industrialization and social reform. But while elites feasted on peacock and truffles at the ruins of Persepolis, the rural poor were being pushed into urban shanty towns, squeezed by inflation and the shadow of Savak, the Shah's brutal secret police. To the religious heartland, this modernization felt like a systematic execution of their Islamic identity. From exile, a different power was rising. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini didn't have an army or a radio station. He had cassette tapes. Smuggled into mosques, his recorded voice branded the Shah a tyrant and called for an Islamic republic based on justice. In 1978, the spark hit the gasoline. A horrific fire at Cinema Rex killed hundreds, a tragedy the public immediately blamed on the regime. Then came Black Friday, where government troops fired on protesters in Jaleh Square, turning the streets red and sealing the Shah's fate. Dying of secret leukemia and paralyzed by indecision, the Shah finally fled into the unknown. On February 1st, 1979, Khomeini returned to a reception of millions who saw him as a savior. The monarchy vanished, replaced by a revolutionary order that was swift and brutal in its retribution. The hanging judge began secret trials, and when the Shah was admitted to a US hospital, the rage culminated in a 444-day hostage crisis that severed ties with the West forever. The 1970